This is Arukh HaShulchan, Siman Chaf, Sif Dalet. It's the Siman Chaf Aleph, Sif Dalet. And this is day 104 of the Supplemental Arukh HaShulchan Yomi cycle. Yud Dalet. I feel b'shoy savor, even if shechting opposite the neck in front of the proper place. Totally, it's best to be careful in mashmesh the simonim and to finger the simonim, check your esophagus, the tough something to seize them. Come shchita before shchita, is down the konim basar savar, to get them before the flesh of the neck. If you name and doves nimsa simonim but study the simonim on the sides. So when you're dying, you need to practice in your hands. It's here's gedola and being very meticulous, very great care. Shalishamish b'hem, he has a name. You don't manipulate them and put them in the right spot. The front of you, kind of mashkita for yeshet karva davar only show up. It's very likely you're going to be negligent. Lachto mifrekas and to cut the backbone for the simonim. I wonder if Arukh HaShulchan himself was a shaychit. Sounds like it from his descriptions and detailed descriptions. And the bracket says here, Shasib Kanei Chaka B'Shchita L'Mali Makam Shchita Havin Avelo Trefa Yacham Yisrael is Boyazeh. Says whether the Shchita above the Makam Shchita is a train in Avelo Trefa is something which is going to be discussed. Chava Shir Shchita B'Cham Musaba Simonim. The Shir Shchita in its volume in the Simonim. I've come with Shir Shchita Shechon about Veshet. How much is the Shir Shchita in the trachea and esophagus? Hashchita Mula, the best Shchita, she Shchot Shneim Ben both. To Shech both of them, both by animal and by bird. The Zeitz Kam Shchot Chatchila. That's a Sherish I have in mind to do deliberately. And ab initio, but the Evan. If after the fact, Shchot Rov Echad Man both. Shech the majority of one to see money by bird. Rov Shneim Ben and the majority both of them by payment B'Chaya. By an animal, shchitas kosher. Dovs them first. Mishnah is explicit. Mishnah. The Tana Shor Echad Boy B'Shnayim Behema. Some shechas one simon by a bird and two simon by an animal. Shchitas Kosher shchitas kosher. Ruva shechach kmo, and most of a simon is like the entire simon. Bukham Gemara, and the Gemara says Cheitai Loshim Diavad. Why is the Loshim Diavad? Obviously, how you gonna do more than two? Mishum Lechatchil Tzorich Kula, because it's preferably you should check the entire simon of the two both simonim. Below, but not just the majority. Come often also in the bird side, the bird it's preferable to shut both the entire both simonim. Therefore, every show should be careful about this. There's not a stringency in the poskim. And make idea it's the primary halacha. Mishnah in the Gemara and in the Mishnah and the Gemara in Kosaf Rambam, Pelkav the intestine shop. Base, find his birds, become clarified the tabol shokana emakivas kokana, the rings which encircle the trachea, not encircle the entire corner. Yesham to his basar, there is a strip of flesh on mechabron which connects to the bottom of the basar besides the large top ring. Therefore, that which requires the majority of the trachea, low dibrova, though it's not enough to have the majority of the rings. And so Shiro Mehekiv, Kokan's got to be the majority of the entire circumference of the trachea, Mero Shov Atzavo from beginning to end. V'gam Aveshet Tzorich Rov Mishnei Roz, you need the majority of both layers of skin. Sheish, which is has. V'chein Gam Ima Ora Sheish Aveshet Lo Yishla Rubo. If the second skin of the esophagus is not shechted, it's majority. I feel Yishlat Ora Chitzon Kulo, even the entire outer skin is shechted. Treif of the animal's treif, that's the shach. Mutter Shlomi Abasa Tzov Mokam Shchita, she's bar B'Sima Koidim. This is that the shech from the large ring until the end of the place of shchita in the entire length of the trachea. She's but been previously explicated. Doesn't make difference shech with inner ring or between rings. The kula makam shchita, it's all one long makam shchita. Let's look at Rashi. Gimel, tzarich lishkol b'chol simon rov. You have to shech in each simon the majority. Lo chashir rov b'koilo. Don't consider the rov including both simon. Go sheshol b'vehema simon achad b'shleima. Such if you shech in an animal one simon in its entirety. Simon achad machzitz on the simon half of it. It's not good enough. Chaim ba'ofer also in the Berg, sheshal shnei chatzai simonim, shech the 2 halves of the simonim. Afagat b'chol, even though in the sum total, yesh shesim erov, there is more than a majority. Treifot treifot achei agmeir rachman Moshe Rabbeinu. This is what Kodesh Baruch Hu told Moshe Rabbeinu. Eschot kol ruba mikol siman shchech, the majority of each siman b'siman, b'vehema v'lov echom yisrael of each simon by an animal, and the majority of one siman by a bird. V'dai shno dov derechshei ben b'kol vada ben v'vesh vado says one siman a bird. It's either one trachea or the esophagus. It's more it says in Daf Chav Tes. The b'shchita being a rov on your lane, the majority has to be seen by the eye. From the simple meaning of the Gemara, seems it's not enough that it's a majority if you measure. The eye should see that the majority of sim is shechted. Rashi seems to be what Rashi is saying. Rov gamur shunikar, absolute majority which is obvious. Mitzvah shchitos lo sagi brov shadei medida, and so to write mitzvah shchitos, I guess it's the name of an essay of the Am Shlema, that it's not enough to have to do majority through measuring. I've heard them say lo kasul kain. That's not what they said. Rishonim don't say the Rambam Perek didn't they use because Abishol Shalom Mikachem Eliezer Chesed Kuchuta Saira. You know, you shechted from each one only a hairbreadth more than 50%. Raise a kshera, it's kosher. Kan Lashon. Chen Kusav to Shulchan Aruch. To Shulchan right the same thing. Chen Kusav Rashba. Varan. Chen Yisrael Hadi Torah Skonim. It's explicit Torah Skonim. Should bring the broth of Rashi and Chumash. Lavdil Mei Tomei distinguish between that which is Tomei, that which is Torah. The Hein Tzilchem by Ben Perel Chamor doesn't mean distinguish between a cow and a donkey. Elo and Freshim, they're explicit. Elo Ben Nishish Rush Kon Nishal Chetzio. But rather distinction between the majority of the kana and half the kana. Kama Ben Rubel Chetzio between the majority and half. Moliasara hairbreadth. I can't show. Zesham Gemara Ravan near the lamb. That's Gemara says the majority, which is seen by the eye. Hachaberusha. This is what it means to say. Shama Irina the mechza ena karov. That's about the halacha that have 50%. It's not like a majority. El Ravan near the nine. So it'd be a majority seen by the eye. Klomar the mechza non karov. If 50% is said to be like majority, Havi Rova Mashur Belev, it's a majority which is reckoned by the heart. The Mechza Chashem Barov, we regard 50% as a majority. That's not enough. Rov Mamash need a majority Mamash Apimedida, that based on not just on the way you regard it, but based on measuring your Rov. I'll call you Rov, everybody to see it's a majority. No, it's like we won't require the understanding of the heart, the extrapolation of the heart. That's the Rashba. When Rashi says that you need the Rov Gomer Shunikar means that it's not something which you assess to be a Rov based on your regard of it, but rather something which you can measure as Rov. Okay, that's it for today, although the issue will continue tomorrow.